Hello there, welcome to my channel. Let me tell you about a story we love to tell in America. The one where someone takes a leap of faith, opens a small shop, maybe a cafe, maybe an online store, and through hard work, grit, and a little bit of luck, they make it big. Small business is the backbone of our economy, we say, and in many ways it's true. Entrepreneurs have created jobs, brought innovative products to market, and unlocked levels of financial freedom most 9-to-5ers will never see. It's no wonder millions are chasing that dream. In fact, we are now witnessing more new businesses being registered every single month than at any time in American history. On paper, it looks like we're in the golden age of entrepreneurship. But what if I told you that golden glow might actually be fool's gold? Then there is a boom built on desperation. Let's talk about the numbers. Last year alone, 5.1 million new business applications were filed in the U.S. That's nearly double what we saw before the pandemic. Politicians from both sides have raced to take credit. Look, they say, proof the American dream is alive and thriving. But here's where things get uncomfortable. Those businesses, many of them weren't started in booming cities or tech hubs. They were launched in lower-income counties, especially in places hit hard by shutdowns and layoffs. The suburbs, the rural towns, the places that don't usually make headlines. And here's the twist. A huge number of these businesses weren't passion projects. They weren't carefully crafted ventures backed by years of planning. They were Plan B or Plan C. For many people, they were the only plan left. Meet Janice and Raul. Let me introduce you to two people. Janice, a single mom from Ohio, lost her job during the pandemic. She applied to over 60 positions with no luck. Eventually, she started baking cupcakes from home and selling them on Instagram. The state counted that as a new business. Raul, a former HVAC tech in New Mexico, couldn't get rehired after getting sick. He signed up for 3 gig apps: food delivery, moving gigs, and odd jobs. Each platform asked him to register as a sole proprietor. That's 3 new business registrations for one man just trying to survive. Are these inspiring stories of hustle and grit? Yes. Are they also signs of economic distress? Absolutely. What the numbers don't tell you. Traditionally, when we see business formation spike, it's seen as a positive signal. People are confident, they're investing, hiring, taking risks. But that model doesn't fit anymore. A recent study by economists Dr. Lena Hirsch and Omar Benton found that counties with the highest new business growth also saw the most job losses. In other words, the rise in businesses didn't add jobs, it replaced them. And that brings us to the gig economy. Today, over 36% of American workers participate in gig work in some form. From Uber drivers to Etsy crafters, freelance editors to freelance welders, many are technically business owners, but in reality, they're flying solo without healthcare, retirement, or any job security. And guess what? They're not hiring anyone. They're not renting commercial space. They're not making large investments into the economy. They're surviving. The illusion of growth. We see headlines that say, minority-owned businesses are thriving, or business ownership is booming among young Americans. And look, I wish those headlines were the full truth. But dig deeper. And often what's happening is people are registering their side gigs because they need a tax ID to deliver groceries or manage their freelance work on Upwork. The Small Business Administration recently celebrated a big jump in loans to Black-owned businesses. But a closer look showed many of these businesses were just individuals signing up to drive or deliver. Let's be real. This isn't entrepreneurship. It's economic patchwork. Contractor by name, employee by control. It's not just lower-income workers feeling this squeeze. Even high-skilled professionals are being reclassified as independent contractors while still being required to show up at the office, obey strict schedules, and follow company rules with none of the benefits. Some even have to sign non-compete clauses. which means they can't work for competitors or take on other contracts, defeating the very purpose of being independent. It's the worst of both worlds. All the risk of being a business owner, none of the upside. What this means for the future. Let me be clear. Small business is still powerful. True entrepreneurs, those who build something, take risks, create jobs, are essential to our economy. But we can't confuse survival hustles with entrepreneurial success. We have to stop measuring our economy by how many new businesses get registered and start asking, are they growing? Are they hiring? Are they improving lives? Because more businesses doesn't always mean a better economy, especially if they're born out of desperation, not inspiration. What needs to change? If we truly want to support small businesses, here's what we can do. Ban non-compete clauses that lock people out of fair competition. Give solo business owners access to affordable health care. Help gig workers save for retirement like every other worker. And most of all, stop pretending everything's fine because the numbers look good on paper. This isn't about right or left. It's about understanding the reality behind the spreadsheet. Because if we don't acknowledge the truth, we can't fix it. So no, we're not quite in a golden age of entrepreneurship. But maybe we could be if we give people the tools, protections, and opportunities to build something real, not just register something to survive. Let's not settle for fake progress. Let's build the real thing. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, comment, and hit the subscribe button. Until next time, take control.